Hello lovely people, yeah, welcome back once again on my channel. So today we'll learn how to make this bubu kaftan dress with a v neckline and the front slit. So as you can see here, this is the fabric I'll be working on. I have this sequence. I'll be using this sequence to design the front. Okay guys, if this is your first time of coming into my channel, you're highly welcome. Kindly and subscribe to the channel so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. So now go ahead into the tutorial. So you can see in the video I'm trying to fold my fabric into two to get the amount of fabric I'll be working on. So you can see the way I folded it so that I'll be able to get the full length without any waist joining. Okay, so now I'll go ahead now to measure the full length plus my hemming allowance. So you can see the front side is open. This is the center front. I'm cutting both the back and front together. So the down one is the center front. You can see the back is on fold while the front is not, is on fold, but the is opened, the center is opened. Okay, so that is what I have here. I have half-inch allowance, so I added half-inch allowance for the joining of the fronts. So you can see the upper one is the back, so the back is lying on top of the front. Okay, the down one, the one on the down is the front with half-inch. As you can see at the end, I have half-inch of allowance. So now I'll go ahead at this end. You can see here, so because of the allowance I shifted, so the back too has allowance at the end. So now I'll go ahead and mark it out so to be able to know where I'll be cutting. So from there I'm going to mark 1.5 inch for my shoulder slope at the end. So from there I'll go ahead and input my sleeve opening. So determine, I use a sleeve opening of 10 inches, okay, because I want to add a little bit of elastic. You can go ahead and mark the same exact your sleeve opening. So after that we go ahead to the neckline. I'm using 4 inches for neck width. So the neck depth for the back I used 2 inches. Then for the front, you are going to determine how low you want yours to be. So but here I used 7.5. So I'll go ahead and mark out my shoulder. This is my shoulder divided by 2. So from there I came down by half an inch. I'm trying to get my shoulder slope. So from there I connected it to into the neckline and down to the sleeve length. So after that I'll go ahead and use my French curve to make a very nice curve. This is for the back neckline. So let's leave that one aside now and work on the other measurements. So I marked my shoulder to knee. So as you can see on my shoulder to knee measurement, I divided my hip by 4, then I added 2 inches. From there I make a curve into the sleeve opening. You can see what I'm doing here. So from the shoulder to your knee measurement, or where you want your cowl to end, okay, so you are going to divide your hip into 2, add extra 2 inches of allowance. Then after that you're going to connect it, make a curve into the sleeve opening. Then whatever you have, they're going to bring it down to the hemline. So as you can see, I'm marking it down to the hemline. So this is what I have. So the next thing you're going to do now is to go ahead and cut it out. So you can see what I'm trying to do. This is my sleeve opening. I can see my cowl effect. I made a curve into the shoulder to knee, to my knee length. So I'll go ahead and first of all cut out the back neckline. You can see the upper part is the back neckline. I've cut it out. Then I'm cutting out my shoulder slope. So after that I'll go ahead and cut out the cowl. I'll be cutting it out. That's what you see me doing in the video. After cutting the cowl, I'll go ahead and finish up the cutting of the down part. So but first of all, let's mark our neckline for the front. So the front neckline is a V neckline. So you can see I've marked out my V neckline. So go ahead and finish the down cutting. Okay, so guys, I'm done cutting it out. So I removed my back, I set it aside. So you can see this is a sequence I'll be working on. I'll be using it to make a design in front. So I'll go ahead and fold it into two. As you can see, I'm trying to get the design I want. So I'll go ahead and fold it into two. So after that, I'm going to be placing my fabric on it. So for me to be able to get the neckline shape, as you can see, I've placed my fabric on it. So I'm cutting out the neckline now and the shoulder slope. So I'll remove it now. After cutting the neckline, go ahead and remove the fabric. Then you go ahead and determine how wide you want it to be and the design you are working on. Okay, as you can see. So after determining, you can see the way I'm curving it to get the shape I want, the shape we saw in the picture at the starting of this video. So this is the shape I have now. So you are going to determine how wide you want yours to be. If you want it wide, a little bit wider, or narrow or thinner. So after that, I'm going to open the center front. Remember our fabric, the main fabric, the center front is opened. Okay, so you can see I'll go ahead and open it up. So at the down part, my sequence is not up, the length did not reach the full length of my dress, so I went ahead to make some joining. So the down part had a little bit of joining. As you can see, I want to go ahead and join the down part so that it will be able to complete the length I want. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get the length, the remaining part of the length, so that I will go ahead and join it. Okay, so that it will complete our length. So this is what I'll see me doing in the video. So after that, now just go ahead and cut it out. After cutting it out, I'll also pin it together. Okay, so this is what I have. I'll go ahead and open it up. I'll go ahead and finish the opening of the center front. Okay, so I'll do the same thing on the other piece, after which I'll go ahead and use my pin to pin it together. As you can see, I've cut the remaining part so that it will complete the length we needed for this sequence. So now this is what I have. You can see is into two. I slitted into two. So now I'll go ahead and cut out a piece or a stripe for the shoulder. Remember this style for the shoulder part, the joining of the shoulder slope. You can see there is a sequence design over there. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out, the stripe I'll be using. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut it out. So I'm trying to measure to know how wide I want it to be. Okay, so you can decide maybe at the end of the whole thing you want it to be like maybe 1 inch wide or 1.5 inch wide. So after determining that, you are going to add your folding allowance. Remember, we are going to match it on our fabric. So I needed two pieces for this, for the both side, the both sleeves. So as you can see, I've cut the first one. I'll go ahead and cut out the second one so that it will be complete for the both side of the sleeves. Okay, so now we are done with the cutting. I will set this aside. Then, so this is what we have. This is for the front and for the back. So I'll go ahead and run a stitch from the neckline, V neckline down. Okay, but I won't be, this is, you can see, instead of me folding it right side facing right side, I went ahead to hold it right, wrong side facing wrong side, so that my seam, you can see this half inch I will use to join in, this half inch will appear on the right side instead of on the wrong side. It will rather, I'm rather sewing it so that this seam or the rough edge will appear on the right side. Okay, later on you will know the reason for that. So now, as you can see, I'm trying to mark out the opening. Remember, there is some slit down part. At the down part of this, you'll have a slit. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to mark out where my slit will stop. Okay, so you have to determine how open you want it to be, but I use 15 inches from down. Okay, so after that, the next thing I'm going to do, so I'll go ahead and run a stitch. And see, I'll run a stitch down from the V neckline. So I'm trying to pin them together to show you how it looks like. So I'll run a stitch down, then I'll stop at the opening side, is the down side. You can see I'm trying to mark it to be the same thing both on the fabric and on the sequence. So you can see I'm trying to pin it down. So as I'm pinning it, I'll go ahead and run a stitch just exactly the way I've pinned it. So after pinning or running a stitch, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm trying to show you, you can see how it is. Okay, so now I'll also do the same thing on the fabric. Remember, I told you, instead of sewing on the wrong side, I made the seam to face the right side. So this is the back. So I'll be placing the right side of the sequence on the wrong side of the fabric, so that I'll be able to turn the neckline. Okay, so now for this, so this is, I will be attaching this on the edge. After joining the shoulders, I'll go ahead and attach it. Okay, so this is what I'll do, but at the end I realized that for me to get a very neat finishing, because of the shoulder, the design on the shoulder slopes area into the neckline, so I decided to cut facing. Okay, I wanted the sequence facing to go to the back as well, but actually I later changed my mind. So I used the main cloth. Okay, I was trying to see if the sequence will go round, so that I'll be able to conceal the design. I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say. The design on the shoulder slope. Okay, you know, I'm going to attach it after joining the shoulder. I'll go ahead and attach it on top of the seam, the shoulder seam. Okay, into the arm, into the neckline. Okay, and remember, this our front our front sequence is only, the design is only in front. Okay, so it's going to go into the shoulders. So but I decided to cut facing for the back. All right, so I don't want the sequence to be at the back. That's why I changed my mind. So I decided to use the same fabric instead of the sequence, so that the sequence will only appear in the front. So this is the back facing. So this is what I have for the back facing. Then the next thing now, I'll go ahead. So as you can see, so this is what I have. You can see what I mean. I've joined the two shoulders. I've even stitched the design I had there, the sequence. You can see I've matched it on it. So because of this, because of this design on the neckline, that is why I cut the facing. You can see the way I pinned my facing. I joined it shoulder to shoulder with the sequence in front. So you can see I went ahead to pin it all around, just the same way you turn your bodice with lining, is just the same way. So I'll go ahead and sew all around. I'll be sewing it all, after which I will turn it inside out. So from the wrong side, you're going to place it the right side of the sequence, or the lining, or the facing. You can see, so the right side facing the wrong side. After sewing, then we are going to turn it, so this is it now, is facing the right side. Okay, after sewing the neckline, so this is how it should look. You can see, so after we shall go ahead and top stitch. You can see the way I'm trying to fold it in. You make sure the seams are matching, they are matching each other. So you go ahead and make your fold and sew. You can see the way I'm trying to demonstrate it on the video. That is what I'm going to do. So I'll go straight to my sewing machine. I'll do all the things I've demonstrated. Then I'll come back and show us what next to do. Okay, so let's get straight to our sewing machine. Okay guys, so as you can see, I'm done. So I'm done. You can see, after sewing on top stitching it, so this is where the slit opens. So you have to pay a very close attention to this. So I stopped. You can see the way I'm trying to finish that side. So after I stopped somewhere before the slit opening, so you can see I held. You can see the one. I don't know how to explain this, but watch carefully what I'm doing in the video. You can see I'm trying to conceal. This is the reason why I sewed the slit. I sewed it facing, so that the allowance, or the rough edge, facing the right side. You can see the way I hold it. So I held the right side of the sequence and the wrong side of the fabric. So after that, you can see I've been able to conceal. You can see how it knits. So you're going to hold it. I will repeat the same thing on the other side. You can see the way I'm trying to do it. So from the end where the slit stopped, so you're going to hold it. You're going to open the sequence one side, then you hold it and sew, so that you'll be able to conceal that rough edge. So that is what I did there. So after that, now we'll go ahead to our sewing machine. As you can see, I am done. This is the final look, guys. So you can see the sleeve. I added the elastic. Like I said earlier, I'll be adding elastic. So this is what I have. So after that, you can decide not to add elastic. Everything depends on you. So this is the side. This is the cowl. So this is the top. As you can see, I have a very neat finishing here on the down part. So this is what I have. I have finished with this dress. I even gone ahead to hem the down part. So the only thing left for us to do now is to give it a very neat ironing, and boom, our cowl kaftan is ready. So guys, if you find this tutorial helpful, please kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, like and share. Okay, thank you so much guys for joining me on